Gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's a bridge to abundance. Think about that for a moment. It's not just something you feel when you get what you want or when life goes your way. No, it's something far more profound. Gratitude is the doorway through which life's greatest gifts can enter. It's a magnetic force, an energy that doesn't just change your perspective, it changes your reality. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you paused and truly felt grateful for the air in your lungs, for the roof over your head, for the roof of the meal you had today? See, we live in a world that's constantly urging us to chase the next big thing, more success, more money, more recognition. But let me tell you something, and this might shock you. If you can't find gratitude in what you have right now, no amount of more will ever feel like enough. Here's the secret: gratitude doesn't follow abundance, it creates it. Let that sink in for a second. When you express thanks for what you have, you're not just acknowledging the good in your life, you're planting seeds for even more goodness to grow. It's like sending a signal out to the universe saying, I see what you've given me and I'm ready for more. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. How can I feel grateful when my life isn't where I want it to be? Maybe you're struggling. Maybe you're facing challenges that feel insurmountable. And I hear you. Life isn't always easy. But here's where the magic lies. Gratitude is most transformative when it's practiced in spite of the difficulties, not just because of the blessings. Think of gratitude as a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. When you can look at a tough situation and still find something to be thankful for, you're not ignoring reality, you're transcending it. You're shifting your focus from what's missing to what's present. And in that shift, something extraordinary happens. You start to see opportunities where there were none. You start to attract solutions instead of dwelling on problems. Let me tell you a story, Dot. There was a man I once met who had lost nearly everything: his job, his home, his savings. But every single morning he would wake up and write down 3 things he was grateful for. Sometimes it was as simple as the sun is shining or I have clean water to drink. Over time, that practice didn't just change his mindset, it changed his life. He found new opportunities, rebuilt his career, and even discovered a deeper sense of purpose. Why? Because gratitude is the lens through which you see the world. When you wear the lens of lack, all you notice is what you don't have. But when you put on the lens of gratitude, the world transforms. Suddenly, you realize that even the smallest blessings are miracles in disguise. Here's a little experiment for you, Dot, tonight before you go to bed. Grab a notebook or even just a scrap of paper and write down 5 things you're grateful for. Don't overthink it. It could be anything: a kind word someone said to you, the taste of your morning coffee, the fact that you made it through another day. As you write, don't just list them, feel them. Close your eyes and let the gratitude sink into your heart. And then here's the crucial part: notice how you feel afterward. Lighter? More peaceful? More connected? That's the power of gratitude. It's like flipping a switch in your brain from scarcity to abundance. Now, let's take this a step further. Gratitude isn't just about appreciating what you already have, it's about expressing thanks for what's on its way. This is where things get really exciting. Here's a bold thought: you can give thanks in advance for the opportunities, the relationships, the success you haven't yet experienced but know deep down are coming your way. It's like placing an order with the universe. When you say, I'm grateful for the abundance that's flowing into my life, you're not just speaking words, you're creating a vibration. And that vibration has the power to draw into your life the very things you're grateful for. Picture this: your life is like a giant mirror. What you project out is reflected back to you. If you project gratitude, the mirror reflects abundance. But if you project complaint, doubt, or fear, the mirror reflects lack. It's really that simple. Here's a quick hook for you: what you focus on expands. If you focus on gratitude, abundance expands. I want you to take a moment right now. Think about one thing you're grateful for. Just one. Maybe it's your family, your health, or even something small like the feeling of the sun on your skin. Now take a deep breath and let that gratitude fill you up. Feel it in every cell of your body. What you just did is more powerful than you realize. That feeling of gratitude, it's like a magnet drawing more of what you're grateful for into your life. So here's your challenge: make gratitude a daily practice. Not just when things are going well, but especially when they're not. Because gratitude isn't just a reaction, it's a choice. And when you choose gratitude, you're choosing abundance. Remember, gratitude isn't just a feeling. It's a bridge. A bridge that connects where you are right now to the life you're destined to live. So step onto that bridge. Walk across it with faith, with intention, and with the knowing that as long as you carry gratitude in your heart, abundance will always meet you on the other side. Want to change your world? Start by appreciating the one you're already in. It's such a simple statement, but let me tell you, it's a profound truth. You see, we're all carrying around a lens through which we see life. Some of us are looking through the lens of scarcity, constantly focused on what's missing. Others are looking through the lens of love, gratitude, and abundance, noticing what's already there. And here's the thing, the lens you choose determines the story you tell yourself. Let me ask you, what story are you living right now? Is it a story where you're always one step behind, always chasing, never arriving? Or is it a story where each moment feels like a gift, where you look around and think, wow, I'm so blessed? Here's a powerful truth: gratitude doesn't just rewrite your story, it transforms the entire narrative of your life. When you shift your focus from lack to love, something incredible happens. You stop seeing obstacles and you start seeing possibilities. You stop noticing what you don't have and you begin to revel in what you do. And that, my friends, is how you change your world, not by adding more to it, but by loving what's already there. Now, let's get real. Most of us have been conditioned to think that happiness is somewhere out there, in the next promotion, the next relationship, the next achievement. But I'm here to tell you, happiness isn't something you find. It's something you choose in gratitude. That's the key to unlocking it. Let me share a little exercise with you, right now. Think about one thing in your life that you wish were different. Maybe it's your job, your health, your finances. Got it? Okay, now I want you to flip it. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, find one thing within that situation that you can appreciate. Maybe your job isn't perfect, but it's allowing you to pay your bills. Maybe your health isn't where you want it to be, but you're here breathing alive. Do you feel that shift? That's gratitude at work. Here's the secret: you can't feel gratitude and lack at the same time. It's impossible. They're like oil and water, they just don't mix. So when you choose gratitude, you're automatically choosing abundance. And this isn't just some feel-good concept, it's science. Gratitude rewires your brain. It literally changes the way your neurons fire, creating new pathways that focus on positivity instead of negativity. It's like training your brain to look for the good no matter what's happening around you. Let me give you an example. There was a woman I met once who had gone through a terrible divorce. She told me she felt like her whole life had fallen apart. But instead of wallowing in self-pity, she made a decision. Every day she wrote down 3 things she was grateful for. At first it was hard. She'd sit there staring at the page, struggling to find even one thing. But over time, something incredible happened. She began to notice little moments of joy, a kind word from a stranger, the way the sunlight filtered through her window in the morning. And you know what? Her life started to change. Not because her circumstances magically improved, but because she improved. Her perspective shifted, and with it, her entire experience of life. Here's a hook for you: the world doesn't change when you get what you want. It changes when you love what you have. Gratitude is like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly you can see everything that was always there, but hidden in the shadows. And when you see clearly, you realize something amazing: you already have so much more than you thought. Now, let's go deeper. Gratitude isn't just about listing things you're thankful for. It's about feeling it in your heart. It's about letting that feeling wash over you, lifting you up, shifting your energy. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture someone you love. Maybe it's a parent, a child, a friend, or even a beloved pet. Think about a time they did something kind for you, something that made you feel deeply cared for. Now let that memory fill you up. Feel the gratitude in your chest, warm and expansive. Do you feel that? That's the energy of love. That's what gratitude does. It connects you to the love that's always been within you. Here's a surprising thought. The more you appreciate your life, the more life gives you to appreciate. It's a cycle. Gratitude begets abundance, and abundance begets gratitude. Let me put it this way. Imagine your life as a garden. Gratitude is the sunlight, the water, the nourishment that helps it grow. If you focus on the weeds, what's wrong, what's missing, you'll miss the flowers blooming right in front of you. But if you focus on the beauty, if you water the good, your garden flourishes. Here's a challenge for you tomorrow morning. Before you even get out of bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for. Don't just say them, feel them. Let that gratitude set the tone for your day. And then as you go through your day, notice how your energy changes. Notice how people respond to you, how opportunities seem to open up. That's the power of gratitude. You don't need a bigger house, a better car, or a fatter bank account to feel abundant. You just need to appreciate the moment you're in, because right here, right now, there's so much to be grateful for. Want to change your world? Start by loving the one you're in. That's how you rewrite your story from scarcity to fulfillment. Not by waiting for life to change, but by changing the way you see life. Gratitude is like a tuning fork. It aligns you with the frequency of miracles. Take that in for a moment. When you practice gratitude, you're not just feeling thankful. You're aligning yourself with something much bigger, much higher, and far more powerful than you may realize. Imagine this: every thought, every feeling, every intention you carry is vibrating at a certain frequency. In gratitude, it's one of the highest vibrations there is. When you tune into that frequency, you begin to resonate with the energy of abundance, of joy, of possibility. It's like striking that tuning fork and feeling every cell in your body come into harmony. With each note of gratitude, you align yourself with life's natural rhythm, the rhythm of miracles. Now, maybe that sounds a little out there, but think about it. Have you ever noticed that when you start your day feeling grateful, things just seem to flow more easily? Doors open, conversations go smoother, and opportunities appear almost as if by magic. This isn't just coincidence. When you vibrate at the frequency of gratitude, you attract things that match that vibration. You become like a magnet for good things, for meaningful connections, for synchronicities that seem to pop up out of nowhere. Let's try a little experiment. Think of something in your life that you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's the way the morning sunlight streams into your room, or the smile from a stranger on the street. Now really feel that gratitude. Let it fill you up. Notice how you feel in your body. Notice the shift in your mind. In that moment, you're tapping into a powerful energy, one that transforms the way you see the world and the way the world responds to you. And here's the thing about gratitude. It's not just a feel-good exercise, it's a practice. Think of it as tuning into a radio station. The more you practice gratitude, the clearer that station comes in. At first, it might be a little faint. You might struggle to find things to be grateful for, especially if you're going through a hard time. But with each day, with each moment of gratitude, that signal strengthens. And soon enough, you're living in a state of gratitude, not because your life is perfect, but because you've chosen to tune in to the frequency of abundance, no matter what's happening around you. Now, here's a powerful truth. When you practice gratitude daily, you'll start to see doors open where walls once stood. You'll notice solutions where you once saw only problems. You'll see opportunities where you used to see dead ends. This isn't magic, it's the natural outcome of aligning yourself with a higher vibration. When you radiate gratitude, you begin to dissolve the limitations you once believed were real. I remember a woman who came to one of my talks years ago. She was feeling completely stuck. She was in a job she didn't like, dealing with health issues and going through a difficult time in her personal life. And when I asked her to start a daily gratitude practice, she looked at me like I was a little crazy, but she did it. Every morning she wrote down 3 things she was grateful for. At first it was hard. All she could think of was, I'm grateful I got out of bed, or I'm grateful I made it through the day, but day by day something started to shift. Her list grew. She started noticing small blessings, a kind word from a friend, a sunny day, the taste of her favorite tea. And soon those small blessings turned into bigger ones. She found herself feeling more positive, more energized. Opportunities started showing up in her work, and her health even began to improve. She had tuned herself to a new frequency, one that matched the life she was dreaming of. Here's a thought: what if you could see everything in your life as a gift? What if every challenge, every delay, every detour was simply an opportunity for gratitude? When you approach life this way, you're no longer at the mercy of circumstances. Instead, you're empowered by a mindset that sees beyond what's right in front of you. You begin to trust that even the difficult moments are leading you somewhere meaningful. And this is where miracles come in. When you're aligned with gratitude, you're not trying to force life to be a certain way. You're not demanding that things go exactly as you plan. Instead, you're open, receptive, in tune with the rhythm of life. And that's when the unexpected blessings, the so-called miracles, start to happen. You find yourself in the right place at the right time. You meet people who support you in ways you couldn't have imagined. Solutions arise that you never would have seen from a place of resistance or fear. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, this sounds great, but it's easier said than done, and you're right, gratitude is a simple practice, but it's not always easy, especially when you're facing difficulties. But that's exactly why it's so powerful. Gratitude, especially in the face of challenge, is like flexing a muscle. Each time you choose to be grateful, you're strengthening your alignment with abundance. You're tuning yourself even more deeply to the frequency of miracles. Here's a little exercise. Next time you're facing a challenge, pause. Take a deep breath, and instead of focusing on the problem, ask yourself, what can I be grateful for in this moment? Maybe it's the strength you're discovering in yourself. Maybe it's the lesson you're learning, or the support of someone who's there for you. Whatever it is, find something, anything that you can be grateful for. Feel it, really feel it. And notice how that gratitude begins to shift the energy around the situation. Suddenly, the problem doesn't feel as heavy. Suddenly, you're able to see possibilities you couldn't see before. Here's another hook for you. Gratitude isn't about ignoring the negative. It's about amplifying the positive so that it outshines the negative. Think about it. When you tune a radio to a particular station, you're choosing to focus on one frequency and block out all the rest. Gratitude works the same way. When you focus on gratitude, you're tuning into the frequency of possibility and tuning out the noise of lack, limitation, and fear. You're shifting your focus from what's wrong to what's right, from what's missing to what's here. And in that shift, you become an energetic match for miracles. This is why I say gratitude is like a tuning fork. When you strike that fork, when you send out those vibrations of gratitude, you're not only changing yourself, you're changing your environment. You're creating a ripple effect that touches everything and everyone around you. People respond to you differently. Opportunities seem to find you. Life begins to flow with a sense of ease that wasn't there before. So here's my invitation to you: practice gratitude daily. Make it a non-negotiable part of your life. You don't need to wait for something big to happen to feel grateful. Start with the small things. Start with the breath in your lungs, the roof over your head, the people who care about you. As you cultivate this practice, you'll find that gratitude becomes a way of being. It becomes the lens through which you see the world. Remember, you have the power to tune yourself to any frequency you choose. So why not choose the frequency of miracles? Why not align yourself with the energy of gratitude and allow life to unfold in ways you never thought possible? Each day, with each note of gratitude, you're tuning yourself to a higher frequency, and as you do, you're inviting life's miracles to join you in harmony, opening doors you never even knew existed. Imagine for a moment that every single moment, every single breath is a gift just waiting for you to unwrap it. Picture that. Each one, every sunrise, every interaction, every pause holds something valuable. But here's the thing, the value isn't automatically visible. It's like receiving a beautifully wrapped present. You have to reach out, take it in your hands, and unwrap it. And what's the key to unwrapping the gifts of life? Gratitude. It's as if saying thank you is what peels back the layers, turning what might seem ordinary into something extraordinary. This right here is how you begin to transform your everyday life by finding the gratitude hidden in every moment. You see, when you cultivate gratitude, you're not just counting your blessings. No, you're doing something far more powerful. You're shifting your awareness, rewiring the way you perceive the world. When you live from a place of gratitude, you start to see that life is giving to you constantly, endlessly, generously. And when you see life this way, your world opens up in ways you can't even imagine. Think about this. How often do we go through our day-to-day routines feeling like it's just more of the same? We wake up, go through our motions, and check off our to-do lists. But imagine just for a moment that every single experience, every encounter was an opportunity, a doorway to something deeper. When you say thank you, even for the smallest, seemingly mundane things, you're saying, I'm here, I'm awake, I'm paying attention. It's like flipping a switch, turning on a light inside you that illuminates even the darkest corners. Here's a quick hook to keep in mind. Gratitude turns the mundane into the miraculous. Let me tell you, gratitude is like a lens you put on. And through that lens, you start to see the magic in places you might have overlooked. I'm talking about things like the quiet stillness of a morning or the laughter shared with a friend. Even the struggles, the tough times are all part of this incredible gift. When you open your heart with gratitude, you're acknowledging that every moment is here to serve you, to teach you, to expand you. Now, here's where things get really interesting. What if you could treat every moment as sacred? Even the moments that feel like no big deal when you choose to embrace gratitude. You're creating a sacred experience out of what might have seemed ordinary. And in that sacredness, you realize there is no ordinary, there never was. Imagine you're standing in a long line at the grocery store. It's the end of the day, you're tired, and the last thing you want is to wait. But if you let gratitude enter your heart, even for a second, you'll notice something profound happen. Instead of being frustrated, you might find yourself appreciating the fact that you're able to buy food, that you have this moment to just breathe, to reflect, even to connect with others around you. Gratitude shifts your energy entirely. It's an invitation to see beauty and meaning where it might otherwise go unnoticed. Here's a truth for you. Gratitude doesn't change the world around you, it changes you. And as you change, so does your experience of the world. Here's an example. There was a woman who once told me she found gratitude through a simple practice of saying thank you to everything around her. She would look at her cup of coffee in the morning, take a deep breath, and say, thank you for this warmth, thank you for this comfort. She'd walk outside and thank the trees, the breeze, the birds singing overhead. And what happened? Her life became a living meditation, a constant flow of gratitude. Little by little, that gratitude became her default state, her natural response to life. She no longer needed a reason to feel thankful, she just was. Here's another hook for you. Gratitude is not something you do, it's something you become. If you're sitting here thinking, well, it sounds great, but how do I start? Begin with the little things, say thank you more often, look around and notice something, anything that you can feel grateful for. Maybe it's as small as the pen in your hand or the fact that you have a hand to hold that pen. Say thank you to life itself, because each breath you take is not guaranteed. Each breath is a gift. Your life is a gift, And when you begin to unwrap it with gratitude, you transform not only how you feel, but what you attract. Here's an exercise for you at the end of each day. Take a few minutes to reflect. Look back over your day and find 3 things that happened that you're grateful for. Don't just think about them, feel them. Feel the gratitude in your heart. This simple practice is like training your mind to find the gift in every day. And what you'll find is that the more you look, the more gifts appear. Imagine you're walking down a path, and each step you take, each thank you express reveals another gem, another treasure. That's what life is. But we miss it because we're moving too fast, thinking too far ahead, wishing we were somewhere else. Gratitude slows us down. It brings us back to the present, to the here and now. And in that place, we discover that we already have everything we need. Let's go even deeper. What if you could feel gratitude for things that haven't even happened yet? That's right, gratitude in advance. Thank life for the opportunities that are coming, for the love that's on its way, for the wisdom you'll gain through the experiences you have yet to live. This practice isn't just about feeling good, it's about creating a state of mind that draws abundance into your life. Because when you say thank you in advance, you're telling the universe that you trust in the unfolding, that you believe in the goodness that's yet to come. So here's a thought: every moment, every experience is either a gift or a lesson. And sometimes the gift and the lesson are one and the same. The gratitude you feel doesn't just elevate the good moments, it gives you the strength to embrace the challenging ones. It's as if gratitude turns each moment into a stepping stone, guiding you forward, lifting you up, expanding your soul. Think of it this way: gratitude is like alchemy. It takes what you have right here, right now, and turns it into gold. And that gold is not outside of you, it's inside you. Every thank you is like lighting a candle within, illuminating your heart, bringing you closer to the beauty, the wonder, the absolute miracle of being alive. So, right now, as you listen to these words, take a moment to feel grateful. Breathe it in. Let it fill you up. Feel the gratitude for this moment, for your journey, for the gift of being here right now. Because that's what life is: a series of moments strung together, each one waiting for you to unwrap it with gratitude. And in that unwrapping, you'll find that life has been waiting all along to reveal its true, extraordinary beauty. Gratitude, the secret to a joyful life. It's not about luck or circumstances or even just what you have. It's about how you choose to see it all. Gratitude is that seed, a tiny yet mighty seed from which the flowers of joy bloom. When you water your days with appreciation, happiness doesn't have to be chased, it shows up naturally. It unfolds without struggle, without strain. So, ask yourself, when was the last time you truly felt grateful? Not just a fleeting thank you, but a deep, almost overwhelming gratitude for the life you have right here, right now. If you can't recall, then this is the perfect moment to pause. Because, my friends, the kind of joy we're talking about here isn't found out there. It doesn't come from some distant external source. It's within you, waiting. And gratitude is the key to unlocking it. Think of gratitude as the sunshine that nurtures every other emotion. Without it, the soil of your life can become dry and barren. But with it, oh, the richness, the warmth that fills your heart and soul. It's like flipping a switch from scarcity to abundance, from longing to fulfillment. And that's what I want to talk about with you tonight. Let's start here. Gratitude isn't something you feel just because things are going well. No, it's a perspective. It's how you choose to look at your life. When you see through the eyes of gratitude, your whole world changes. Think about a moment when you felt completely alive, maybe on a beautiful day surrounded by nature with people you love, and in that moment you weren't focused on what was lacking, you were focused on the miracle of simply being alive. That's the magic. That's the seed of gratitude. Here's the beauty of it: gratitude doesn't wait for perfect circumstances. In fact, it thrives in the imperfect. It takes what is exactly as it is and finds a reason to be thankful. Gratitude whispers, look around. Isn't this enough? Isn't life in all its messiness and beauty enough? And here's a powerful truth for you. Gratitude creates joy effortlessly. If you can focus on the small wonders, if you can find something, even one small thing, to be grateful for, joy follows naturally. It blooms quietly like a wildflower in a field. It doesn't need to be forced, it simply needs to be invited. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but how can I feel grateful when life feels so heavy, so complicated? And I get it. Life is not always easy. There are struggles, heartbreaks, and moments that can feel overwhelming. But even in the most challenging times, gratitude can be your anchor, your steady ground. Because gratitude is not about ignoring pain or pretending that hardships don't exist. It's about choosing, even in those moments, to find something worth appreciating. Imagine this for a moment. You're going through a difficult day. Maybe you're facing a challenge you didn't expect. Now pause and ask yourself, what in this moment can I still be grateful for? It might be something small, the warmth of your coffee, the strength you have to keep going, the kindness of a stranger. And as you acknowledge these small blessings, you begin to notice that your perspective shifts. The challenge doesn't vanish, but the way you see it changes. That's the power of gratitude. It reframes your experience, allowing joy to seep into even the hardest moments. And here's the real secret. When you cultivate gratitude, you're not just attracting more things to be grateful for, you're transforming from within. You're becoming the kind of person who finds joy in the simplest, most unexpected places. You're planting seeds of joy that will continue to grow regardless of external circumstances. Let me share a story. I once knew a woman who faced unimaginable hardship. She lost her job, her health took a downturn, and it seemed like every door was closing. But every night she made it a point to write down 3 things she was grateful for. Some days it was hard to find those 3 things. Some days they were as simple as I have a warm bed or I heard birds singing outside, but she stayed committed. And over time, something incredible happened. Her perspective changed. She found strength she didn't know she had, and eventually new doors began to open. Her life transformed not because her circumstances changed immediately, but because her heart changed. She found joy in the small, simple blessings that had been there all along. Let that sink in. The seeds of joy are already there. They just need to be watered with gratitude. So how can you start? Begin with the simplest practice. Take a moment right now and think of one thing you're grateful for. Maybe it's the people in your life or the comfort of your home. Maybe it's even something you've overcome. Close your eyes and let that gratitude fill you up. Really feel it. Let it move through your body like a warm light. Now, here's something to remember. Joy doesn't come from the outside in, it comes from the inside out. We live in a world that tells us we need more success, more money, more recognition to be happy. But that's a mirage. True joy, lasting joy, grows from within, and gratitude is the water that nourishes it. Every morning, take just a few moments to think of 3 things you're grateful for. Don't just list them, feel them. Let that feeling guide your day, and watch what happens. Suddenly, you start noticing beauty everywhere. You start appreciating the small miracles that happen around you every day. Here's a truth worth remembering. Gratitude isn't a reaction, it's a decision. It's a choice you make over and over again to see the goodness in your life. And that choice? It's powerful. Because the more you choose gratitude, the more joy you invite into your life. It's like unlocking a door that's been waiting for you to open it. Inside, there's a wellspring of happiness, of peace, of contentment. All you have to do is turn the key. When you live with gratitude, you realize that life itself is a gift. Every breath, every sunrise, every moment of connection, it's all a miracle. And when you start to see the world that way, joy becomes your natural state. It's no longer something you have to chase, it's something you carry with you. So So water your days with gratitude and watch the flowers of happiness bloom. Let joy grow from the seeds of appreciation you plant. Make it a practice, a way of life, and notice how the world around you transforms. Because gratitude, it's not just a feeling, it's the foundation of a joyful, abundant life. Gratitude isn't about waiting for something to celebrate, it's celebrating the now. Right here, right now, there's beauty to behold and a lesson to cherish. Now, take a deep breath with me. Feel the air filling your lungs, the life coursing through your veins. That, my friends, is something to celebrate. In this very moment, right here and now, there's a treasure waiting for you to notice it. See, life doesn't wait for some big event or achievement to be worth appreciating. Life isn't holding back its gifts until you reach some distant goal or solve every problem. Life is here, constantly offering its bounty in each breath, each heartbeat, each sunrise. But we're often so busy chasing that next thing that we overlook the beauty of the moment that's right in front of us. Think about it. How many times have we told ourselves, I'll be grateful when I'll feel happy, once we create this false idea that joy and gratitude are only meant to arrive once everything aligns perfectly. But here's the truth. If you can't find gratitude in the now, in the messy, imperfect, ever-changing now, you won't find it at the finish line either. Let me ask you, are you waiting to celebrate? Are you waiting for a reason, for some external validation to feel like life is worth appreciating? You don't need to. Because here's the miracle of gratitude. It doesn't depend on what you have. It's born from how you see. Gratitude is not about accumulating blessings. It's about recognizing them. Imagine you're walking through a garden. Some people only see the blossoms, others only notice the weeds. But gratitude invites you to see the beauty in both. It's like a pair of glasses that helps you notice that each flower, each blade of grass, even the dirt under your feet, has something to offer. When you see life through the lens of gratitude, every single detail becomes worthy of celebration. Gratitude is a choice, Dot. It's an invitation to step into a life that's already abundant, already enough. And that's where the magic happens. When you stop waiting for life to be better or different and start honoring it just as it is, something shifts inside you. You stop living for some distant someday and you start living fully in the here and now. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. How can I celebrate now when my life is challenging, when things aren't going my way? Maybe you're dealing with heartache, finances are tight. Maybe finances are tight. Maybe you're feeling stuck. And I get it. Life is not always smooth sailing. But here's the thing, gratitude isn't only for the easy days. Gratitude isn't about denying hardship, it's about embracing the wholeness of life. Let's try this together, Dot. Think of a recent struggle, something that's weighing on your heart. Now, instead of focusing on how it's holding you back, shift your view. What lesson could it be offering? What strength is it cultivating in you? Maybe it's teaching you resilience, patience, or compassion. When you can find even a sliver of gratitude within the hardship, that's when you unlock the real power of this practice. Because in every struggle, there is a seed of growth waiting to bloom. Imagine a young tree facing the storms, the rain, the winds. At first glance, it might seem like these elements are tearing it down. But in reality, they're making that tree stronger. They're forcing its roots to dig deeper, its branches to reach higher. And we, my friends, are just like that tree. Life storms are not meant to destroy us, they're meant to strengthen us. And when we can find gratitude even in those storms, we become unshakable. Here's a radical thought: stop waiting for someday and start celebrating today. Because the truth is, someday isn't guaranteed. The only time we ever truly have is right now. Think of a sunrise. Do you wait for the sun to rise higher before you appreciate its beauty? No, you savor it as it is in that fleeting moment when it touches the horizon. And that's exactly what gratitude invites you to do, to savor life as it is, right here, right now. Now, let's get practical. I want you to try something tonight. Before you go to bed, grab a piece of paper and a pen and write down 3 things that you can celebrate from today. They don't have to be monumental. Maybe it's that warm cup of coffee you had this morning, or the smile from a stranger, or the way the leaves looked as they danced in the wind. Don't just list them, feel them. Take each one in and let that gratitude sink into your heart. And here's the magic. The more you look for things to be grateful for, the more you start finding them. It's like tuning into a different frequency. Instead of waiting for something grand, you start seeing the sacred in the simple, the extraordinary in the everyday. Because, my friends, gratitude is not a destination, it's a way of traveling. And the journey becomes so much more joyful when we travel with an open heart, when we celebrate every step along the way. Every moment has something to teach us, something to offer. And when we can learn to see the gift within the now, we unlock a life of limitless abundance. So as you go forward, remember this: you don't have to wait for something spectacular to feel gratitude. Life itself is spectacular, and you, just as you are in this very moment, are already enough. Celebrate the now, my friends, and watch your world transform. Thanks for joining me today. If you found value in this discussion, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more motivational content. Share your thoughts in the comments below.